Greetings, my dear beloved souls. To finish our conversation about the heart chakra, I like to reveal to you yet another characteristic, which as a rule escapes you. It is the chakra ability not only to dissolve negative energies within it, but also to calm all the excessive emotions, even positive ones. Human beings have a tendency to go into extremes, such as joys and sorrows, sadness and fun, love and hatred, excitement and disappointment. Very few people are able to find a golden mean and always stay in the quiet harmonious state. But being in such a state is the greatest wisdom, the pinnacle of spiritual maturity, to which only a few souls, incarnated on earth, were able to rise. Thus, excessive joy, excitement, rapture, worship, euphoria influence your heart chakra in a way that is not less destructive than your negative emotions. Divine energies of love are always quiet, because they carry within itself an understanding and acceptance of every living being on earth. They don no duality and accept everything that happens as lawful, based on cause and effect. A person who is connected with the soul and has consciousness of the divine being, looks at everything with a wise smile on his face, with kind humor, accepting all the people as they are, loving all their merits and shortcomings. He perceives life as an exciting theater show with many actors. He enjoys the acting of every actor, regardless of the roles they are playing, angels or villains, and give them all their love. But it does not mean that such a person cannot be really joyful and live to the fullest. Only his joy and happiness have moved to a different space, where completely different laws and energies reign. But let's return to the heart chakra. Let's see how it reacts, for example, to your wild delight. At such moments, a powerful energy splash happens, which disturbs the quiet flow of your energies along the chakra column. Such an excitement may have very different origins. For example, an excitement of the sport fans carries within it the energy of separation and destruction, because they wish a success only for their team and seek a defeat for another team. And in such a case, only the lower chakras are engaged, which cause a powerful hit for the heart chakra, which has to contain a flow of these emotions. But an excitement of the fans of the actors, musicians and singers, their overwhelming worship is not better, because the worship of the idol is the same separation, which creates the energies of lower vibrations. Of course, you may greet them with ovations, but let it be just an external expression of your respect for them, but inwardly quietly and peacefully thank them for their talent, for the pleasure they have given you, with clear understanding that it's their mission on earth, which they honorably fulfill, giving joy to people. But you have your own mission, just as other people around you. Of course, it is much more difficult to restrain your emotions towards your children and your loved ones, but in that case to try to look at them quietly and as an observer. Your love must be reasonable, which would help you and your children to keep peace of the soul and to escape excessive emotions. Never allow your emotions to splash out, causing wounds to your heart chakra. Protect it, observe it, and make sure that the energy flows through it quietly, evenly, harmoniously, keeping the balance between all your chakras. Learn to live in such a way that nothing can disturb you, not in joy, not in sorrow. Today we are moving to the study of the next chakra, fifth or throat chakra. This chakra carries an enormous energy load, because it is responsible for everything that a person spills out into the world surrounding him. Like the heart chakra, it acts like a lightning rod, trying to neutralize or at least soften negative energies, which burst out of the person at the moments of anger, despair, or resentment. On physical plane, it appears as like the words are stuck in the throat or a lump in the throat, as you like to say. And now let's follow the energy components for which the fifth chakra is responsible. Reading of the energy information happens subconsciously and intuitively, and no amount of fancy words, great technique and professionalism could substitute for the warm, gentle, loving energies, which sometimes emanate from a simple painting, unsophisticated story, or a song, which was sung with a weak voice, but from the heart. And it happens in the cases when a person has a well-developed throat chakra, this divine gift of self-expression. But what happens with it in the third-dimensional space, where quite often it becomes a vehicle of anger and aggression, which is unavoidable in the world of duality. In people with very low vibrations, who live primarily in negative energies, this chakra transforms into a dense hard lump, which is unable to transmit through itself the rarefied higher vibrational divine energies. Let's continue our conversation about the fifth chakra. Today we'll talk about its cooperation with other chakras. As it has already been said in the previous message, your self-expression directly depends upon the energies, which nourish the throat chakra, and that how it happens in practice. For example, let's look at the two extremes: the lowest energies of the first chakra and the highest of the seventh chakra. A deeply material person, living by primitive instincts, radiates energies of such low vibrations that they are unable to reach the fifth chakra, and the following happens. His self-expression through the words, emotions, and actions transits through the fifth chakra and bursts out in an unprocessed, unrefined, and the most primitive form. In other words, they pass through divine filter, which is your fifth chakra. They simply cannot reach it according to vibrations. And that what happens with the fifth chakra, when it accepts thoughts, emotions and actions of the higher vibrational energies, radiated by the seventh chakra. It literally blooms. It is nourished by these divine energies, and its own vibrations are raised and reach the vibrations of the seventh chakra. At such moments, divine inspiration, illumination, enlightenment descends upon a person. It seems that his consciousness reaches to the higher spheres of life, and he realizes that the source of his creativity is there. It seems that the words, melodies, images, appear by themselves without any interference from him, that the higher forces of the universe help him to create, and then the real masterpieces are born, perfect creations, filled with the energies of love and light. Of course, such examples as I have given rarely occur in a pure state. The life of a person is so varied and unpredictable that even during one day, and sometimes within an hour, his emotions' energies may wander through such a great range that his chakra system would be transformed into real chaos, the raging of the elements. It happens with the people who are unable to take charge of their emotions. And even when a person is able to save face, his inner storms and hurricanes are not calmed down by that, but, on the contrary, get even stronger, not finding their way out. And then the fifth chakra takes the strongest hit. It starts literally to choke the throat from the inability to express itself, to express the feelings, to spill out the emotions that accumulated within. On the physical plane, you feel as you are being strangled, or you feel as lump stays in your throat. Such a state may continue for a long time until a person could master his emotions and dissolve them in the energies of love. In my next message, I'll tell you how to learn to calm down the raging elements within you, harmonizing your fifth chakra by doing that, keeping it on a proper level of vibrations. Let's continue our conversation about the fifth chakra, this great worker that transmits your inner strivings into the outer world. To help you better understand the mechanism of the energy cooperation of all your chakras, let's imagine the body of a person as a multicolored divine vessel, separated by the unseen dividers into 7 parts, according to the colors of your chakras. When a person stays in a relatively calm and an harmonious state, each chakra radiates an even beautiful color. And the higher is the vibrations of a person, the wider is the circle of light radiating from his chakras. But when a person is overcome by the passions, which are fed by the lower vibrational energies, then all the colors are mixed in the chaotic way, as if an unseen hand has powerfully shaken this unseen vessel. And that how it happens. The energies of the chakra, whose emotions prevail at a certain moment, rush towards the emotions of another chakra, and they feed each other with their energies. Quite often, it happens with the third and fourth chakras. It happens when good intentions of a person are mixed with the feelings of pride and vanity. And one of the best examples is when the charity is done to show off, or when beautiful correct words are spoken not from the heart, but for approval and admiration of the people. But the 3 lowest chakras are mixed more often than others, because the material needs and desires as a rule are accompanied by the desire to stand out, to prove oneself, to earn respect and admiration. Such emotions lie in the origin of the unscrupulous sexual conquests, which feed pride of the young immature souls. And there are more complex combinations, where the energies of the upper and lower chakras are mixed. As a rule, it happens with talented people, who are touched by God's grace, but who are engulfed in the world of duality with all its attributes, becoming the victims of worshipping, admiration, praising of other people and their own material desires. In such cases, the energies of the lower chakras are mixed with the energies of the 6th and sometimes 7th chakras, and they all flow into the 5th chakra, giving it an ugly disharmonious color hue. That's why a novel, a painting or a song, created by a very talented person, but for the sake of money and popularity, have a different tone in comparison with the pure creations, created by the urges of the heart and soul. A person who is sensitive to energies would always feel such not divinely inspired lower vibrational energies, even in a very talented creations. But what do you have to do, dear ones, to escape the energy chaos and help your fifth chakra to radiate pure divine light? For that, you have to learn to observe every thought and every emotion, to feel what is feeding them, what kind of energies they are carrying. This is quite a complex process, but also very exciting. You'll be surprised how rich and multicolored is the palette of your emotions. What appears as the most harmless thought could consist of the energies of so very different vibrations that it might involve all your chakras. And this is normal, dear ones, because you are still living in the world of duality, which is far from the ideal conditions. This imperfect world is exactly what you need to help you sharpen your mastery, to discern all the nuances and all the shades of different energies, from which your life really consists. And in my next message, I'll tell you how to learn to regulate your energy flows, to harmonize them, and to submit to your will. Today's message must become a certain milestone on your spiritual path, because I'll explain you how to learn to take charge of your energy flows. Imagine your body as a multi-layered silhouette, a physical body surrounded by the multicolored layers of the ethereal, emotional, mental, causal, Buddhic, and ethnic bodies. Each of them is filled with corresponding energies, and the further away is such a body from the physical one, the more rarefied energies it contains. They all stay in a perpetual motion. You can imagine them as molecules or particles, which stay very close or in a certain distance from each other, depending to which subtle body they belong to. And because each of your bodies has the color of a corresponding chakra, all of them together look really amazing. Try to realize how much more complex the human structure is from the energetic point of view, and how much this side of the human beings remains unexplored in the third-dimensional world. In most cases, you assume that everything that unseen for a human being simply does not exist. But in reality, it is precisely the energy field of a person which is the basis for his health and for the peace of his soul. And the consciousness of a human being, who left the limits of three-dimensional world, is capable of the energy processes not only in their subtle bodies, but in the bodies of the people around him. Such consciousness is capable to harmonize the chaotic movement of the molecules, which is immediately reflected in the physical and psychic state of a person. And today I'll give you the first practice, which will be a beginning of such necessary and exciting work, which, I am sure, would excite you even more and more as you would see its results. For that, you need to learn to quickly visualize all the bodies of a person and to see with your inner vision, in which of the bodies the movement of the molecules is the most disharmonious or chaotic. In an ideal state it rarely happens. The molecules move in one rhythm and in a certain order, creating a specific unique design. And the more peaceful and blissful is the state of a person, the more beautiful and perfect is the design. But if a person is in a state of anger, resentment or anxiety, the molecules start to rush, getting together into heaps, as if in a panic, looking for protection in each other. It is exactly such heaps densities that are seen by the healers, who work with the energies, who attempt to dissolve them. But we will take another route. We will try to learn how to harmonize the energy currents by sending the divine impulse through the power of our thoughts and the energy of love. You better start from yourself in order to understand where the disturbance have happened, where the divine particles molecules have stumbled, losing its rhythm and breaking the beautiful harmonious dance of love. And as soon as you would see and feel it, send them the powerful current of love from your heart chakra, and surely speak with your frightened particles. Tell them that it happened by chance, that in the future you will be more careful and would not hurt them by your negative energies anymore, that you love them very much and will not cause them pain. And then observe how joyfully they would resume their beautiful dance of love, creating again their harmonious design. We will stop here today. Yeshua, who loves you with all his heart, has spoken with you.